As the Spaza shops registration deadline looms, Gauteng Economic Development MEC Lebogang Maile says the 85 registration centres in Gauteng will remain open to help applicants. He added that the extension of the registration process depends entirely on the President. Maile was speaking in Johannesburg to provide an update on the Spaza shop registration process. SABC News reporter Hasina Gori was there for us.
541 Spaza shops have been closed for non-compliance here in Gauteng. This is information that came out from quite an important briefing as we head closer to the deadline of the 21 days that President Cyril Ramaphosa had imposed for the registration of Spaza shops across the country. This follows the foodborne illnesses that outbreak that took place in the last few months, which saw the lives of at least 20 children being lost from consuming contaminated foods, which believed to have been emanated from these Spaza shops, in a process to ensure the verification of these stores, but also compliance. We've seen this process now take place. We're here with the MEC of Economic Development here in Gauteng. Thank you so much for speaking to us. You've spoken to us around what is happening, the processes, and you've highlighted the fact that this is just the application process, so step one of the process. I want to then go into what happens next. Talk us through what can we expect to happen and how long, if there is a timeline from when the application will be put in to when someone will then have their permit handed to them and they can be fully compliant.
Thank you very much. As you are aware, the application process is managed at the municipal level, and we've got 11 different municipalities who have got different processes, different requirements, and different capacities. So to make a determination and an announcement on how long the process take, we have to consult with all of them, look at all the processes, and then we can make a firm commitment. So we'll not want to thumbsuck that. However, there's a commitment from all of us as the province and municipalities to move with speed in making sure that we register as many Spaza shops as possible, because we want to ensure that there is stability and that there is law and order, and municipalities are able to enforce the bylaws. And we also want to be developmental in our approach, as much as we frown upon illegal activities, but we have an appreciation that there's a lot of people who are operating Spaza shops, and this is a means of survival for them, and they might not have been aware that they have to apply for certain certificates and permits. Hence, we have welcomed the President's announcement that within 21 days, all of them must comply. That's why we are calling on everyone who is interested in the process and who is affected to adhere that call. They at least still have between today and Friday to apply.
I want to also just talk on the issue of threats that were posed to those that were trying to register these businesses. Has there been a lot of these happening, and has the Gauteng Economic Development Department been able to do the work that they needed to do with the help and the buy-in from community?
Well, they were not widespread, and they did not get out of hand. We're just highlighting them because we condemn, and we don't want such behavior and conduct in future. We have been able to do our work working with municipalities. There's not been major incidents throughout. Hence, the majority of the registration centers have been operating since day one, and until today. There might have been one or two that had to close for a day or two because of those incidences. However, a majority of our registration centers have not been affected.
Thank you so much. That was the MEC for Gauteng Economic Development, speaking to us just on the sidelines of that briefing that we just went through, speaking to us on the number of the Spaza shops that have been given their registration forms at this stage, still saying there's quite a number that have to still hand in. And this is just the step one, the first step of the process, and this is still a process that needs to be investigated. Each of these Spaza shops will have to be vetted, have to be looked into before that permit will be then given to them, and compliance will be fully adhered to. This is just a clog in the system to ensure that we have law and order in the country, and that those that are operating in these small economies are doing so within the law and economic frameworks that are in place, and to ensure governance of the country, but also to ensure that we do not see a similar outbreak that we saw earlier in this year.